Hey guys, it is your boy Donald coming back here with another video, and today this is going to be a new thing to the channel where every Sunday I'm going to upload a video called Don's Top 10. Every time I upload a video of Don's Top 10, you comment below what you thought of the video, and you also comment a topic you would like to see for the next Sunday's upload. So this episode is going to be like my top 10 of PlayStation 3 games, because I have played quite a few PlayStation 3 games. I have a thorough collection. You'll see, like, at the end of the video I'm going to post a picture of my collection. It's fairly big. It's not like from a collector's standpoint with lots of money and stuff like that, but it does the job. And I'm sorry for the microphone audio at the moment. I've just moved in with my mother again. I'm no longer living with my father, so I've not got any of my recording equipment besides what's built into the laptop. And I don't have a PlayStation 4 anymore, and I just have an Xbox 360 here with me, and my PlayStation 4 I can't... PlayStation 3, you retard! ...record with. So hopefully soon we can get back and up and running with gaming videos, as this is what this channel is. And I don't know really what else to say besides enjoy the video. Body count is at the number 10 spot for the storyline of the game and the actual quality that got put into the game. This game is confusing, and after finishing the game I still don't understand the storyline of the actual game itself. The only thing that I understand from the storyline is that you're some sort of super soldier who doesn't know how to aim his gun correctly. He doesn't even put it up to use the iron sights or the scope that's actually on the gun, and he's fighting a drug cartel. He finds an underground secret base and gets attacked by space knights, and that's the only thing I can make out after finishing the game twice. So that's why body count is at the number 10 spot. Fallout New Vegas takes my number 9 spot because I enjoyed the game to a certain extent. It was fun running around trying to find the person who shot you at the start of the game, but personally I feel like the game begins to drag on, because you go through everything, you get to the strip, you'll go and kill the guy who shot you from the start and left you in the grave, and then it'll say, oh, you need to go and speak to an AI unit called Mr. House. So you go and speak to Mr. House, and he runs the entire platinum strip and stuff like that. And then it says, oh yeah, well, now that what you've done is the end of the game, what you thought was the end of the game, no, this is only the beginning. And it's just like, well, you've just ruined the storyline, because I don't know where the storyline's gone from here. So we've gone from now working to Mr. House, doing random things like killing ghouls, going to factories, and we don't know why we're doing it. I don't understand why we're going through factories, killing random stuff and all that. The storyline gets confusing after the point where it bridges off into a separate storyline. I like a game with one storyline straight down the middle, like the Call of Duty storylines. At the start of the game, you get something happens to provoke you into killing the main boss at the end of the game, and there's no sub-offs halfway through where you kill the boss halfway through the game and then you've got to do more and you've got to do more. It's just one track, one storyline, and it's immersive. The game, you can't sprint on it, so you're spending so much time walking to places. The ammo, the health packs, the stim packs, they're all rare, so you could run through a desert. Well, not really run, you could walk through a desert, because there's no way to actually move fast unless you've unlocked the areas. And then you'll be attacked by a scorpion. It'll put you on low health, and then you've got no way of healing until you get to the next place where you're trying to get to, where you've got to spend most of your bottle caps to buy one stim pack to put yourself back up to go and have a fight. And it's just, that's why it takes the number 9 spot on my list. Just Cause 2 takes a number 8 spot due to the game having so many flaws in it. It has no cover system, so you can't press a button to just get behind cover. The game is riddled with glitches. The story isn't that immersive, and it can be easily predicted. The combat makes no sense at all. You can survive long falls off a building, an explosion going off on your toes, but you put 3 bullets into you, you're almost dead, and you're spending all the time that you're meant to be having a firefight or doing an objective trying to find a health pack and heal up. And I have one little nitpick that not many people would have. But I had the disc version first, and then the disc broke, and then I went to the digital download version. And one thing I noticed that on the disc version, the menus are buggy and glitchy and annoying, and they always had, like, you go down and press X, and then it'd press the thing that you meant to go down with. It doesn't go to it. It stays on the original one, and it's just like it'll always jump back and forth in the menus. And it was fine on the digital download, but that's just one little thing I like to add. If you've seen the difference between the disc version and the digital download version. So that is why Just Cause 2 is at the number 8 spot on this list. Assassin's Creed Revelation takes the number 7 spot because of 4 reasons. Reason 1, the bombs were useless in my opinion, and constructing them was just a pain in the backside. Reason 2, there was no horses or open fields within the game, and that was just a bit of a bummer for me. Reason 3, having 3 storylines running at the time was just made the game confusing, and it sent me off. My final reason were the sewers and the warps were just useless. The locations of them were just silly. It takes less time to get to the mission by running across rooftops and teleporting past it and having still to run back to the mission anyways. So that is why Assassin's Creed Revelations is at the number 7 spot. I put Killzone 2 in the number 6 spot because of the single player. The gameplay was intense and immersive, but everything else was just a complete mess. The game felt rushed in the graphics. The accomplishment you normally get from finishing a game isn't there when you finish it, and the single player is short due to the main selling point. Like, as it is the main selling point, why? I don't understand that, and the amount of flaws that the game has itself completely ruined the experience for me. So that's why Killzone 2 is at the number 6 spot. Burnout Paradise takes the number 5 spot because the cons of this game weigh out the pros. It has, like, some of the pros include that it has a lot of vehicles to choose from and there's always something to do. But in my opinion, the free roaming was pointless. The navigations always had some sort of problem trying to tell you which way to go. The crash physics, they just messed up a lot. You'd hit a wall and it would stick you into the wall and then you have to respawn, and it's one of them games where you enjoy the game but it's got its flaws and there's always got to be like some little nitpick with it, and at the end towards the game it starts to drag and get repetitive because you've got to do the same missions, doing the same things. And I get that it's a racing game, that racing games ain't meant to do different things, you're meant to get the car and you're meant to get from A to B, but it's normally like the same tracks, the same cars that you're racing against. There's always a way you've got to beat them by going this way around the corner or this and that, you know. There's always something, and it's always the same thing over and over again. So that's why Burnout Paradise is in my number 5 spot. Homefront is number 4 on my list because of the campaign. The storyline was immersive and enjoyable, it was way too short. The graphics were outdated, at points they helped the storyline, but at other points it just looked like something that would be running off a PlayStation 2. The AI was just stupid. They'd stop moving, or they'd move right next to the enemy when you're trying to do a silent mission. And most of the missions were repetitive because 9 times out of 10 you was killing RPG squads or trying to follow Connor. And most of all, get rid of the follow prompt. Like, I know this is an old game and I wish there was a mod that would just get rid of the follow prompt, because I'm either running in front of what I'm meant to be following or I'm behind it but I'm still trying to follow it, but it ends up with the AI standing still trying to figure out that there's a gunfight going on and not moving to the next position. So now I'm stuck where I don't want to be because I can't activate the next part of the mission without the AI being there. It's just one big ball ache. So that's why Homefront is at my number 4 spot. Need for Speed Carbon takes 3rd place just because of one thing that was one of the main points of the game, but one of the most frustrating things of the entire game, and it is the canyon duels. The gameplay itself is perfect, the customizations are almost endless, you can really make your car your own, but in them canyon duels, oh, it's the worst thing in the world. You go too slow, you lose control of your car, you lose, you don't get a high enough points, you lose in the second round, you crash into a yellow barrier 9 times out of 10, you lose. I just thought personally that's the most stressful thing in the world, especially when your car's set for going as fast as possible and you're on the last boss race, and this is a true story. I've been stuck on the last boss race on this like playthrough of Need for Speed Carbon for the past 3 weeks, and I can't do the last canyon duel. Why? I know it's a main point, but it's just so stressful. So that is why Need for Speed Carbon takes 3rd place on my list. Borderlands 2 takes 2nd place in this list because of the amount of memories I've had playing this game with 4-player co-op. There used to be like a little group of me and my friends from my old high school. There was me, one of my friends called Ka, another one called Tony, and one called Connor. And what we used to do, we used to go in as 4-man. I used to be Zero, Carl used to be Gunzerker, Tony used to be Necromancer, Connor used to be the Psycho, and you could loot everything you could see, and the amount of times we were fighting for loot and just like raiding bosses, it's a great co-op game. And like this, the flaws are just little pointless things like sharing loot in multiplayer. So like we got around that problem because there was a glitch. If you start a duel, throw the weapon, swap the weapon, then you win, it duplicates the weapon. But one thing that really annoyed me was when we was fighting the warrior and when we were going for guns like the conference call and other weapons that the like golden weapons that drop from a boss, or pearlescent drops that drop from a boss. But watching it as you killed the warrior, it all like you see the conference call fly by and hit the lava, and it's gone past the death barrier, and it breaks you. You're thinking, why? I've been grinding that. I just killed the boss like 20 times to try and get that, and you're not even going to give it. But besides its flaws and everything, its gameplay, its graphics, everything, it all fits, and it's just a great game. So that is why Borderlands 2 is 2nd in the list. We are at the number 1 spot, and the number 1 spot is Call of Duty World at War. In my personal opinion, this is the greatest game to ever be released on PlayStation 3, and there is only one con to this entire game. This is all in my opinion, so before people get butthurt and go, Modern Warfare 2, I prefer World at War. But it's just the modders on the multiplayer. Back when the game came out, it was a blast. There was nothing wrong with it. It was the best thing that ever happened to like Call of Duty. And what happened to the PlayStation? The zombies, the single player, the guns, the maps. Everything was balanced and everything was perfect. And if the multiplayer wasn't riddled with horrible modders, like, and I say horrible modders meaning some modders ain't that bad, where I've joined a lobby and they've forced host, blocked everyone else from using menus, and only done stuff like they give us all guns, and then they've changed a couple of colours of things, so they change the colour of the kill feed and the names and stuff like that. And they let it be themselves, and they don't abuse the fact that they've got mods. They're okay modders, because I don't mind that. It's just the ones that activate God mode and aimbot and kill the entire lobby with one bullet. That's not fun. But I have countless hours in the multiplayer, and I still play the multiplayer today. I was playing it earlier. I just thought, you know what, let's have a go on it. And I've still played the zombies. I don't have the DLCs for the zombies, so I only have Nact at the minute. But I still enjoy the zombies because Call of Duty World at War is just a great game. That's all we can leave it at. So that's why Call of Duty World at War is my favourite PlayStation 3 game of all time. If you've got to this point in the video, you are at the end of the video, and I just like to give a shout out to the people who got me footage for this video, as it is a top 10 and I need to get footage, and as I don't have a console to record footage on, I've enlisted the help of another YouTuber called Ninja Lens. I'll put him over here. It's going to be like a screenshot of him, you know, his channel. Go and check his channel. His channel will be in the description. He got me my Borderlands 2 gameplay and my Fallout New Vegas gameplay, which were both taken off his channel. So hats off to you. Go and check him out in the description, because he didn't have to do that and he didn't have to give me permission. And the rest are just trailers from their own like editing studios, and there was also a bit where one of them was from the IGN YouTube channel. If you see at the bottom right, I can't remember which one it was honestly, because I'm editing this the day later. But yeah, thank you very much for letting me use your content, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. Comment what you want for next week's Sunday's top 10. I'll take it into account, I'll write down the list, and then we'll just head on from there. So I'll see you all in the next video.